Hi, again, this is Nasura Wright, and today is the 25th of March, 2025. I'm going to go over a little bit more about this actual coffee beverage that I created, the design, the company, I found it, and also even the signature, my signature on the actual can, as well as you see the NFL player Stephen Tollett. I think it's Tulloch. His name is in connection with this particular coffee because he he has a foundation that helps children, and his foundation, I decided to allow some of the in partnership, some of the proceeds to help his foundation that he started. And so you see his signature for his foundation, and then you see a totally separate signature, and that is my signature. But the thing is that there is a bit of a misprint that was on this particular product. When it started, I had not only this coffee, but there was a few other coffees that I promoted in the Detroit, Michigan area. Some of the businesses, I wanted them to have an opportunity to have private label for their coffee, for their businesses. So have their own coffee to represent some of the things that they offered, whether it was inside of a grocery market that they had, or even a coffee house that wanted to have their branded coffee. So I kind of looked for a few companies that I was familiar with in the Eastern Market area, and their coffees is sold inside of a store that I built and opened up. The name is Woodward Corner Market, and it's in Royal Oak, Michigan. And this is where you can find my coffee. It's $3.99, but there's a tag on here, but it's $3.99, and also you can find the coffee beans package too. One of the things that occurred where it's a real concern is my signature. My signature is a very this is my name for any loss of memory. I had an entire life. I was in government. I dealt with many different, I was over financial institutions, major financial institutions, some of the largest in the world, like JP Morgan and Chase. And I worked in the U.S. government, also the Federal Reserve, and I did a lot of different things throughout my life. All of the documents, all of the information that pertain to me and my name is signed with this very signature, and it's my signature. But when I partnered with him on this, Stephen Colin, with this particular project related to allowing proceeds from the Circle House Coffee, which is my company, established in 2018. When I allowed some of the proceeds to in partnership with him to go towards his foundation, there was a concern about him wanting to take ownership, and ownership was not a possibility because, of course, it was a company that I started. But what ended up happening is that during the time just before the loss of memory, there were a number of people that started to come to my businesses and just take over illegally. and claim that the company is theirs, and remove employees that I had at various companies, overtaking them without just legal reasons. And now that the employees are now today, this was years ago, they were able to maintain and make profits off of this over a certain period of time. And now it's just recently that some of the actual employees are able to go back to the companies that I started. But when my memory was, I'm now regaining my memory, but when I was completely a loss of memory, no one gave me information about all the various things that I did. So a lot of people were able to take advantage, illegally taking over the different things investments that I've made, companies that I started, and different things that I've done throughout my life. Now that I'm speaking out about it, it's becoming where some people, like if I go into a hotel, some people are like, oh yeah, hi, how are you doing? Because they remember me starting or building the hotel. And then you have some people that's pretending as if they don't know me at all, and saying, oh, I know of someone else who owns this property. So this is what has happened, unfortunately. And I wanted to make that clear, that there was a lot of financial and government documents that my signature is on. But when I looked at his not the signature that lies at the bottom for his foundation, is showing his actual signature. But when I'm looking at the signature of online, I just happen to go online and look up, the company information, and I see my signature on top of one of his signings. Because every athlete or NFL, I used to actually work for the NFL, but not in the capacity as a linebacker or anything of that. But I did work for the NFL for some years, and it goes into my story. But the story that I wrote, his name was inserted as if it was his story, and that's also information that is inaccurate. But more importantly, it's the signature, my signature. But when I saw that, athletes sign their short sign sometimes, different their signature for the purpose of getting their name out there, and I saw my signature, which only can be duplicated, electronically. You cannot do it, from the original hand. That no one can sign exactly like the actual person whose signature it is. So I saw that was a true issue of what has happened to me, an injustice. And I'm like, well, how did that happen? Because I'm remembering my name and remembering my signature. More so, I'm remembering my signature. So this is very important, and it's sold right inside of my store. I opened the store years ago, but it's it's in Royal Oak, Michigan. It's on 30955 Woodward Avenue in Royal Oak, Michigan, and the zip code is 48073. It's a grocery market where you can buy all types of goods. All of the goods, the store is primarily promoting stores throughout the state of Michigan. So you can buy everything that's produced in Michigan and throughout Michigan. So I'm happy you guys are, I'm happy for the people who are following what's going on and listening to my story and seeing it unfold. But thank you so much. And and also it has a lot more other businesses in a plaza that I developed, built from the ground up. So you can see other stores that I started as well. One being this Crumble, which is like a cookie shop, and another one being a yard bird. And it's kind of nice because it has my actual family member, my brother, on. He posed as one of the people that for this particular store opening, for this magazine, so small catalog. And this is my true family, and this is my true signature as well on this bottle. So I just wanted to make that very clear, and it's the top signature. And it was just that I was able to remember when I picked it up and went to the store today. So thank you so much for listening, and peace.